If you have not seen this video right here, I'd advise you to go check it out. This video right here just confirms and just reiterates and also clarify everything that I've talked about in my previous video I just dropped like an hour ago called The Reason Why Deontay Wilder Was So Upset at the Press Conference. In this video right here, it literally touches on every single thing that I talked about, and it confirms it. So if you haven't seen it yet, stop this video, go over there and watch it. If you haven't seen my other video yet, I suggest you go watch that first, then go watch this, and then come back here. You know, however you want to do it. It doesn't matter to me. But in this video, all the things that I've said and why Deontay was so mad at the press conference, Deontay Wilder, Shelly Finkel, and Raheem just confirmed all of it. So anybody who doubt me or thought I didn't know what I was talking about or thought I was reading too much into something, go watch this interview right here. Now I'm going to touch on this interview right here, and particularly in the last half. Now this interview is only 10 minutes and 10 seconds, so it's not going to take much of your time, and most of the stuff I want to see you is around the end of the video, but watch the entire thing. But I'm going to touch on some of the stuff that he said. Of course, Deontay Wilder could not get off camera without mentioning his complexion and how if he was lighter, or basically how he gets a hard time, how he has a hard career, and people chastise him and criticize him so much because he's a dark-skinned, complected person. And I just have to say to Deontay Wilder, if I magically turned your skin purple, or if I magically turned your skin albino white, or how about I magically just transform you into a white man altogether, how would that change your boxing record? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Because at the end of the day, people are not talking about, I can't stand this tall, dark-skinned girl braids wearing fool up here on TV who illiterate and vocabulary is about as deep as a bottle cap. You know, ain't nobody talking about that. They only talk about one thing, okay? Your boxing resume is complete garbage. You fought one top 10 contender in 10 years. You've been promising to unify for 5 years. Okay? You talk about looking at children's in their eyes and crippling their father and putting somebody in a body bag and attacking people while they with their family and slapping up women in hotels and doing all this other crap that you said. You know, I mean, let's negate all that. But you want to concentrate on complexion. Now, this is the thing. I think Deontay Wilder bring up racism at an inopportune time because there's some people in the world who's really going through some racially driven, racially motivated issues. And as you know, especially here in America, anytime that you bring up race or explain your positioning and what you're going through from a racial standpoint, everybody loves to blow it off because when you bring up race in America, it's like America's black eye that nobody wants to take a look at and nobody wants to acknowledge. So it's bad enough it already gets blown over and you're always accused of pulling a race card. Well, when Deontay Wilder does stuff like this, it just adds that boy who cried wolf syndrome to it because there's somebody out here who's really experiencing racism. And you know what reception they're going to get when they say, you know, this happened to me because they're discriminating me because of my skin color. They're going to act in the same way that people do when they listen to Deontay Wilder. They go, like, oh, this guy again. Here he go, bringing up the race card, blah, 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 blah. Nobody want to hear that. And that's what makes me upset because there's somebody who's really going to need somebody to listen to them and really take heed in what they say about the racism that they're going through. But when you have people like Deontay Wilder who uses something that is 100% legitimate, but using it to cover up the fact that he fought bombs, that he was inactive, that he really didn't do with his career what he was supposed to. And you want to blanket that and wrap that up in racism and say, this is why y'all really don't like me. This is what it's really about. But you don't want to mention you're not fighting the top 10 contenders, or how Shelly Finkel called you a baby in your 30-second fight. Not mentioning none of that. But you want to bring up the racism part. And it just puts people who really going through racism in a bad position, because they're going to get the same kind of reaction. Oh, here you go. You just using a race card, blah, 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 blah. That's why I'm very particular and keen when people choose to talk about racism. You better make sure that it's for a good reason and you're using it for to display a good point. Because other than that, anytime you bring up racism in America, when it is prevalent and when it is very well known, it always get blowed off and ignored. And it's when people do stuff like this, it just pushed the stake further deeper in the ground, where nobody can hear you when you really need people to hear you. You know, so this fool is an absolute clown as far as that goes. And sitting up here complaining about how you believe people would treat you better if you were light-skinned or if you were white, it only leads me to believe that your true problem with Anthony Joshua is his skin color. You think people love him and he's receptive as much as he is, and he's making all this money that he is, and everybody loves him simply because his skin is lighter than yours. But you don't want to bring up the fact that this man in 5 years has done something that you couldn't do in 10. You want to bring up all the top 10 contenders that he's been fighting. You don't want to bring up his level of opposition that he's been fighting. You know, his career has been on the fast track. He has stepped up. He has done what he's supposed to do. But see, listening to you, that make me believe that you don't think that that would be the same if he were dark skinned. Yet at the same time, you said if you were over in the UK, you would be a star already. Deontay Wilder, I'm confused. Like, you got me totally confused here, because in one instance, you said that Tyson Fury, it's easy for Tyson Fury to be who he is, or to be as popular as he is in his country. Yet in this video right here with Radio Raheem, Deontay Wilder said out of his own mouth, I think it's wrong how Tyson Fury was treated in his own country. You know, they're bad mouthing him, treating him bad. Basically, nobody liked him. Just like I spoke on in my last video. But you said it was easy for him to be that popular. So obviously, Tyson Fury became popular when it was actually hard for people to like him. Because like I said before, when I was talking to people in the UK, they was telling me how not that many people like Tyson Fury. Not they didn't know him, but they didn't like him that much. OK, so in one second, he says it's easy because the country is small. And then on the other hand, he said that Tyson Fury's country has treated him wrong. OK, now I'm really confused. How does that fit? Where does that fit in at? So either you're going to give him props for becoming a star in a place where he's not well liked, or you're going to try to discredit him by saying that it's easy for him to be popular in a country that's small. Like I said, a constant revolving door of contradiction with Deontay Wilder over and over and over and over again. And bringing up that complexion thing, man, first of all, let me state this. And for those that know, that is a female trait. That is particularly a female trait of black African-American women. You know, just like black American women wanted to shut down the Luke Cage series on Netflix simply because Luke Cage's wife was white. Or how about when they recently wanted to protest Creed because Michael B. Jordan was caught. I don't even want to say caught, was somebody took a picture of him dancing with a non-black female. They wanted to protest Creed. Or how about when they tried to protest Birth of a Nation, just try to get that movie shut down. Or how about when they tried to protest a biracial Cheerio commercial? This is stuff that females in America do, man. Once again, this guy up here displaying female traits. And then I'm not even going to speak on that pregnant comment. A lot of people want me to speak on that. I'm not going to speak on that. Seriously, I'm going to leave that up to other people, because you talk about you want to have a surgery to get pregnant and you up here displaying all this emotion. You up here twerking in gyms. You up here crying about your complexion. You up there just being, your feminine energy is just oozing at this point, man. You're embarrassing, even to me. That's how bad it's got. You're embarrassing to even me. And I don't like you and I don't care for you, but you are American, you know, and you are a black American, you know, whatever that means in this day and time. But for the most part, I got to represent you in some kind of way. And this is why I actually hate it. But now you even embarrassing to me, you know, and I'm not a fan of yours. So imagine what a fan of yours feel like. Anyways, if you haven't seen this video, go watch the video. Like I said, it's not that long. And particularly the at the end of the video will be the spots where they'll clarify all the stuff that I said in my previous video. But like I said, the video is only 10 minutes and it's a good video. Go check it out on a seconds out. Come back, tell me what you think. Drop your comment. All right, Bruce Vane, I'm up.